PSP vs DSi. Which console offers the better music playing experience? First off, we need music to put on our system, so I'm going with Alfredo 2 by Freddie Gibbs. The first Freddie Gibbs album I've ever listened to, actually. I've since listened to Pinata, which I feel is the better album, but at the end of the day, this and Alfredo 1 are really solid, high quality projects. Highly recommend this to anyone who's in the mood for something more chill and laid back. But anyways, the CD finished burning on my computer, so let's start off with the DSi. For some reason, the SD card isn't being detected on this laptop, so we're gonna bust out my MacBook. Plug the SD card into that, then drag our music into the tunes folder. Meanwhile, we're going to turn our PSP on, plug it into the computer via the mini USB port, then drag the music from iTunes into the music folder. Overall, these are both on par in terms of how easy it is to add music onto them, so I'll give them both a point in this category. Next up, let's talk about the interface, starting with the DSi. All we gotta do is open up the DSi Sound app, select SD card, wait for it to load, and then boom, we are greeted to all of our music. You can do a lot of cool things, such as changing the pitch/speed, as well as random filters of dubious usefulness, but a welcome addition nonetheless. There's even all these neato visualizers you can choose from, my favorite being the Mario visualizer, as Lakitu places down coins aligning with the beats of the song, and you can press L or R to jump and collect them while listening to your music. Yes, this isn't all too impressive by today's standards, but how cool would it be if Spotify or Apple Music had something fun yet simple like this, you know? And speaking of simple, let's pan our attention back to the PSP, where all we gotta do is move to the music section on the XMB and go down to see all of our music. There's also a healthy amount of visualizers to choose from, albeit less than the DSi and less charming, this one in particular being my favorite. But at the end of the day, they're all visually striking in their own right. Taking into consideration how navigating through your music library is faster and more intuitive on the PSP, I'm giving the interface point to Sony here. That's all fine and dandy, but what's the actual experience like using these on the go? Thankfully, you can keep the DSi closed and the PSP in hold mode and still be able to listen to music if you have headphones plugged in. I will say, however, it's quite the awkward fit in your pocket for either device, unless you have headphones with an L-shaped headphone jack or something. You can only adjust the volume when the systems are in this state, but the PSP 1000 model combats this with this slick adapter that gives you baked-in controls for play, pause, fast forward, rewind, as well as volume up and down. This alone turns the PSP from a novelty to a somewhat practical MP3 player, even in 2025. So once again, Sony takes the cake here and wins overall. But what do you guys think? Between the